back on the show. It's the Motown Phenom. He's going to be taking on Tony Ferguson for the UFC interim lightweight championship coming up here at UFC 216 on October 7th. Kevin, what's going on? How are you?
What's going on, brother? What's going on? Always good to see you.
Yeah, it's always good to talk to you as well. You're a busy guy. I mean, we talked about the title fight, but you were doing commentary a couple weeks ago for TKO. How was that experience being in the broadcast booth?
Oh, you know, my brother fought that night. He had his third pro fight. The kid's only 20 years old, and he monster. So he went out there, he stopped the kid in the first round. I had some time, so I was like, you know what, I might as well sit down. I really like Robin Black and Mario anyway. So we got the couple days that I was there. So it was smooth. That was my first time commentating anything. I don't think I did. I mean, I think I did all right. You know, I didn't do too bad.
Yeah, no, I thought you did a good job from what I saw. I didn't see the whole broadcast, but it looked like you did well. Is that something you'd want to do in the future?
Maybe. I've been thinking that, you know, especially with I got down to Fox Sports studio too, and they were asking me if I was interested. I don't know, maybe, but right now, you know, I got bigger things to focus on. So, you know, maybe that's something like way down in the line. I do enjoy doing that because I'm such a big fan of the sport, so it comes kind of natural for me. But you know, maybe we'll see. I'm gonna see how this whole thing play out.
How was it training with Georges St-Pierre? I saw you managed to train with him while you were down in Montreal.
Yeah, no, he's smooth. You know, George is a great guy. He's one of the if you haven't met him before, he's one of the nicest guys in the sport too. So we got to do some wrestling together. You know, I'm learning some tips and tricks from him, and I got to see a little bit of how he structures his camp too, which is a good learning experience for me. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's talk about the phone call or whatever, the text. How did you find out you were fighting for the interim title, and how excited were you?
You know. Really, I mean, I already knew the fight was going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that me and Tony was going to end up fighting at some point. It just became a matter of when. So when they called me, they was like, yeah, look, I took the fight without even renegotiating my contract, without anything. Like, I would have took it in my backyard. Like, we could have fought on the top of the pool or something. And so to me, like, it just was anything. The rest of these guys, they all scared of a tough challenge. Tony Ferguson is the toughest fight in this division. I think you can ask anybody that really loves the sport, and they'll say it. So for me, I love these challenges. I like doing shit like that.
You're an underdog in this fight. You surprised, third time in your career. Iaquinta, Jake Matthews, and now this fight.
Yeah, I mean, am I surprised? No. You know, like the casual fans, they know Tony more for, you know, getting into things with Khabib and blah, blah, blah. And they think he is tough. I will give him that. But as far as skill-wise, I'm going to blow him out the water, and I think that's going to show on fight night. So I'm kind of excited just to go out there and just, you know, show people. People haven't got to see what all I can do. Even with the Mike Chiesa fight where I was on the big stage, you know, he was out of there within the first round, so they didn't really get to see, you know, my entire complete game. So I'm kind of excited because Tony can take a hell of a shot. He can keep on pushing, and he got a heart like a motherfucker. Like, if that's one thing, that's why I give it to Tony. I think he's the toughest fight for his heart. You look at Conor, who calls himself the champ, but the man only has one fight in the division, and he bitches out in damn near every other fight. Whenever he gets tired, you see Tony Ferguson, he fought Dos Anjos in Mexico City, you know, a 5-round war, and he, you know, of course he's tired, but he didn't bitch out. So it kind of, look, we're going to go to war. It's going to be a great night. I'm excited for it. And
he's a very tough guy to prepare for, I'd imagine, because he's got such an unorthodox style. How do you prepare for someone like that?
Yeah, you know, I had to fly guys out individually. You know, these last couple camps, I've been setting them up around myself anyway, doing a lot of training down at the Performance Institute and bringing in my own guys. So we've done our best to kind of replicate that style. But at the end of the day, it's the basics that matter. You know, it's going to be my fundamentals, and that's what I'm really showcasing. That's what's really going to take them out there. Yeah, all that unorthodox shit, I mean, it does throw guys off. It seems like he likes to take a good punch. He's got that Mexican chin to him, you know. We just saw with the Canelo and Golovkin fight, like, you know, he can take a shot, so he's gonna keep on chugging forward. But I'm excited to see him get up out of there.
Who did you bring in for this camp to kind of help you mimic Tony?
Not too many guys that people would know, but just guys that really replicate it. So, you know, I don't really like to talk about my sparring too much anyway, you know, because people, you know, guys already get kind of weird about coming out and sparring me. They think I'm going to be this big dickhead, or they think I'm going to be an asshole, or like blast them on social media, you know. But you'll see, like, I never post anything about my sparring. Like, you know, the people my sparring partners, they coming out to help me. So I appreciate them for pushing me and pushing me to the next level. I'm not going to be somebody to like, put them on blast and say, oh, I knocked out this. I've knocked out a lot of guys in the gym. A lot. Like, it's part of the game. Like that's what happens. You don't really go out there and show who you sparring with, and like to me that's just it goes against the codes and the ethics as a man, right?
Yeah, no, I hear you. There's so much at stake here as well. You don't want to have any sort of extra added stuff to deal with as far as training partners and things like that. I hear you.
That is fun, and it does hype up a good fight. I think Conor did a great job with that with Paulie, but I think that was already set up. Like his actual training partners, you wouldn't see him showing who he training with. But you don't see all that shit unless you bringing out a guy just for the intent of beating the fuck out of him, which will happen with me in a couple cases.
How's the cut going? We're a couple weeks out from this fight, getting down to 55.
Yeah, it's smooth. This has been my fourth fight within like 12 months or so. So my body is getting used to it. I'm never really getting out of shape. I'm constantly in the gym. I'm constantly improving. So my weight has been very constant. I'm getting bigger, I'm getting older. I would have liked the 165-pound division, but this cut's gonna go smooth. It's just as smooth as the less.
Is it tougher with the fact you have to be 155 on the dot for the title fight?
Yeah, a little bit, but that's just gonna be an adjustment that I have to make on fight night. I cut a lot of water weight anyway, so that's just gonna be an extra added adjustment to weigh-ins. But that's what comes with when you that's what happens when you're in a world title fight. So, I'm gonna get used to it.
What about going 5 rounds? Have you had to adjust your training at all with going the extra 2 rounds?
No, I like I said this before the Chiesa fight. I love 5-round fights. I think I'm way more built for them. Just in my training and everything, like I feel more prepared for them. I was prepared to go 5 rounds with Chiesa, no doubt. I like the 5 rounds. I like the longer rounds, being able to sit in the corner, reassess, go back out there. I think that's what a smart fighter does. I like more rounds for sure.
If all goes well and you get a finish in this fight and you come out unscathed, is the plan to fight on that Detroit card, or is that off the table at this point?
We gonna see. I'm doing Conor a big favor in this. I'm letting him go out and make $100 million while I'm fighting the tougher fights. He's fighting the dudes that's coming out of retirement, dudes that's old enough to be my pops. So we're gonna see. I'm doing him a favor in this one because everybody, he don't want to fight Tony. That's for sure. I don't think Conor would have ever taken that fight with Tony. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do him another favor by beating up on Khabib too after this in Detroit. We'll see, man. I like defending the title, especially if he wants to take a warm-up fight. If you want to fight somebody like Nate Diaz, more power to him. Like, go ahead, make your money, Playboy, because he gonna need his time, he gonna need his effort. But in the meantime, he only just letting me get better. I just turned 25. I'm still peaking. We just saw with Canelo Alvarez last night. I thought he looked amazing. And the kid's 27. He looked way better than he was at 25. So if they want to give me, till I'm 26, look, I'm all right. I'll sit and chill on it.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you about that gut feeling. Do you feel like Khabib is next if you win the title here?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the fight that everybody wants to see. Even though merit-wise, I don't think Khabib has earned it. Khabib ain't fought, and he fight once every couple years. And it ain't somebody that's a top contender. So we'll see. We'll see how the whole thing shake up. I don't even know if Khabib will show up. I think Khabib has shown me many times that he don't want to fight me. How long I've been calling out Khabib?
Oh, forever. Since we've been doing interviews. I mean, it's been a while, right? So
it's been a minute. He don't want to fight. He don't want to fight nobody. He wants to fight Conor. He want to have an easy payday, and then that be it. I don't understand these dudes, looking for money fights, and that's all they want. Like, all right, I guess, but look. Regardless, I'm gonna clear my first $1 million against Tony. So look, I ain't complaining. Yeah, Conor might have 100, but shit, your boy ain't doing too bad himself.
And you mentioned Khabib's layoff. Tony's only fought twice since 2016. Do you feel like that's gonna hurt him in this fight at all? You've been a lot more active.
Yeah, I mean Tony's a weird dude. Just overall, I feel like he's kind of into himself. You know what I mean? Like he kind of feel himself. So maybe he just really like when he say that he thinks that people don't deserve to fight him. Like maybe that's just what he really thinks, and it's a weird I don't know, he's a weird dude, and it's a weird situation. So I think honestly, he hasn't fought that long just because of his own mindset. You know what I mean? Like he's just a weird dude. Like I think I'm doing the UFC a favor by getting him up out of there.
And you represent Michigan really well. You call yourself the Motown Phenom. He's originally from Michigan, and he never talks about it. He acts like he's a California guy. Does that bother you at all?
It don't bother me. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, he is now. As far as I'm concerned, he's an LA weirdo. You know, he done went out to Cali. They didn't, I don't know what, hanging out with Eddie Bravo too much. Because, look, I give it to him, but, Michigan has always bred the toughest fighters. We even seen that with Floyd Mayweather. Like, Conor done fucked up. He done talked his way into, he got 3 Michigan boys on him. So, me and Tony, we gonna, we'll battle out for the Michigan's best, but as far as I'm concerned, he's an LA weirdo anyway. I don't think nobody, I think that's, otherwise they would have put our fight on the Detroit card for sure. But he's just a weirdo, So what can you say?
How do you see this fight ending on October 7th? You're going to win, but how do you see it kind of ending?
I'm going to fuck Tony up. It's just a matter of how long his body can withstand the damage. How long can it keep taking the punishment? Before it gives up. Like that's the bottom line. It's no different than with Chiesa. They both had a very, they both have a very strong mindset, with not a lot of skills, to be honest. So Tony's going to be in there. He's going to be fighting like a dog to the very end, but it's how long can he physically take that much damage?
The time we're recording this interview is fresh off Triple G and Canelo. What were your thoughts on the draw? What were your thoughts on the decision?
The folks know I was going with Canelo. I was even tweeting a little bit during the fight. I was going with Canelo for that one. Canelo did great the first couple rounds, I thought. But GGG, man, he's a different type of beast, bro. He just kept pushing forward. Like it's warriors like that I really got to give it up to. I don't take nothing away from him. I don't know why everybody's trying to make it like it's MMA versus boxing or something. Like it's a totally different. It's a totally different sport. I respect both of them for what they did, and especially GGG. He took some shots and he kept on chugging, and he showed why he's one of the elite. So it was a great fight. Like I was way. I mean, look, if it's any fight that I'm gonna pay for, it was one of them. So you got to take the hats off to him. In 3 weeks' time, I'm gonna go down there. I'm gonna shut T-Mobile Arena back on fire, and we gonna do it again. I said that fight was the returning of real shit in boxing, after the May Mac thing. And my fight versus Tony is the return of real shit after the May Mac thing in MMA.
I can't wait for this fight. It's UFC 216. It's on October 7th. Kevin, appreciate the time. I know you're a busy guy. Where can people find you on social media? If you got any thank yous or shout outs, the floor is yours, man.
They already know, Motown Phenom. After the fight, we really gonna blow it up.